Hi everyone, today I will walk you through the process I followed for brief number 2, which was centered around the Google brief on using typography to raise environmental awareness. This journey involves several steps including research, understanding the unique selling proposition of Google fonts, and comparing it with two competitors. The first step was to thoroughly understand the brief provided by Google. The objective was to find a poem with an ecological or environmental message and use emerging font technology of Google Fonts to bring this message to life. This required a deep understanding of the poem's meaning and the power of typography and how I can use it to really share the message. And this is the reason why I decided to write a poem myself. So the poem I choose for this task is my own created poem. Next, I delved into researching Google Fonts to understand their market and USP. Google Fonts is known for its extensive library of open source fonts focusing on accessibility and global reach. They offer the fonts for everyone, no matter what age, where they work at, if they're a student, if they're an old person, or what their job is. This is their USP. They offer Google Fonts for everyone, no matter where in the world you are, because it's for free. It allows usage for all people over the world and encourages widespread use and removes financial barriers, which I think is really great. To gather more information, I use different techniques and researching styles, and one of them is social media. Of course, as a Gen Z person, this is just normal to me. I use social media for so much research. I use TikTok and Instagram. Then I use Google, of course, to do more in-depth research and read more details about the topic. Then I also use Pinterest most often to find mood boards, inspiration, and in this case also to look up for a poem before I decided that I will write one by myself, right? And also poetry books, because I have quite a few poetry books and I was looking them up if I find a fitting poem. After that, it was also important to truly understand the brief, because that's really important, and most often you read the brief and you think you understand what the task is, but you really have to go in detail. So I realized that I don't know the difference between ecological and environmental. So I did my research and I found out that ecological is more about the relationship between living organisms and the space where we live, whereas environmental is more about the protection of human beings and the environment. It can be negative or positive. Positive is like renewable energy or recycling or laws and regulation to protect the environment, but negative can also be climate change or pollution. I rather want a positive message for this design, because a lot of the time people are talking about negative topics, about the environment, about nature, about climate change, and it's important to raise the frequencies and to share some positive vibes. So I decided to write a poem myself, which should remind of an environmental topic, but in a positive and healing way, which encourages self-reflection. When I started designing the different drafts and designs of the posters, it was really complicated, and I realized it's not that easy to do a cool and aesthetic design only using typography. As you can see, the first few drafts weren't that aesthetically pleasing, and I was trying, like the assignment stated, to make a design that is commonly used. And I know that a lot of designs use only fonts and a plain background, and they are so popular and exist everywhere, but somehow my design just didn't look that appealing. But I tried my best and also used big fonts, small fonts, and after that I added some elements like the flower and the bubble shape to make an alternative design. The research stage of the 3 different designers further helped me to enhance my poster design and to improve it and to find new ideas. At the end, it was the work of Massimo Vignelli that really helped me to improve my design. I did a lot of different variations, also trying out different colors of brown and green tones and combining the typography text on different places and compositions, as well as changing the size of the flower and bubble element until I found my final design, which I really like. In my opinion, the design aligns with the goals of the brief effectively, and it resonates with the target audience, and it communicates the chosen topic very, very well.